Hijjah 19 TV for the peaceful universe.
Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbi ajma'in amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My dear respected elders, audience and listener, first of all, I would like to welcome all of you with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace, mercy and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of you. Today, the chosen topic of mine is do's and don'ts in the first 10 days of the month of al-Hijjah. In Arabic, the month of Zil-Hajj. My dear respected audience and listener, I am going to enlighten you what you should do in these 10 days of the secret month of al-Hijjah and what you should not do in this secret month. My dear respected audience and listener, I would like to welcome you again in our YouTube channel Hijjah 19 TV. Today, I don't know how many people of our Muslim know about the significance, importance of the month of al-Hijjah and the first 10 days of the month of al-Hijjah. The first 10 days of al-Hijjah is so important and it carries the extra value. Why? Because we come to know from the authentic saying of the Prophet peace be upon him and from the Al-Quran, Surah Al-Fajr, there is a 10th night mention. According to Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Imam Ibn Kasir, these 10 nights is actually referring the first 10 days of al-Hijjah. And the first 10 days of al-Hijjah is more honorable than any other days of the year. That's why we have to do many things on these 10 days of the month al-Hijjah. And when these 10 days come, there is a many people in our society, they are starting to ask us a many questions. What they should do, they should do not on the month of al-Hijjah. That's why I think today's lecture will be very helpful for that type of people who actually really want to know about the do's and don'ts of the first 10 days of the secret month of al-Hijjah. Now come to discuss the main point. First, I would like to enlighten you about what you should do in the month of al-Hijjah. That means do's on the month of that al-Hijjah. Number 1, Salah, that means prayer. We should not miss the obligatory prayer. We have to engage ourselves every day the 5 times Salah fast. This is the priority based ritual act prescribed by Almighty Allah. There is no mercy to have the 5 times Salah every day. It's mandatory, it's compulsory, it's obligatory. This is the first one. And we have to do voluntary prayer as much as possible in the first 10 days of this secret month. Second, come zakat. Pay charity as much as possible, voluntary as well as obligatory. Pay zakat to the needy people. Third, fasting. In the day of Arafah, that means 9th of al-Hijjah, it's a very important day, and if you have fast on the 9th al-Hijjah, you will get the extra reward from Almighty Allah. It's carry the extra value. It's highly recommended and its reward is so high. Now come to the voluntary fasting. As much as possible, you try to do the voluntary ritual act as much as possible. That's why I would like to prescribe to you, if you have a fasting on the first 9 days of the month of al-Hijjah, you will be rewarded from Almighty Allah, lot and more. So, in short, every single moment of these first 10 days of al-Hijjah is very significant for us. That's why I tell you, as much as possible, engage yourself with the worship to Almighty Allah. Fourth, pilgrimage or Hajj. If you have a ability or you are financially able to visit the Makkah, then it's mandatory or obligatory for you to have pilgrimage in the month of al-Hijjah. Now, in the fifth and last point I am going to discuss, and it's so important. Qurbani, that means sacrifice. In our society, we find many people, they are compete each other for these sacrifice activities or about the Qurbani. Why? Because everyone would like to show their financial ability or capability to the society. And according to me, we should not do this sick competition each other. Islam does not permit to do this type of sick competition in your society. It's a clear-cut message from the Islam. And tell me, why shaitan has become shaitan? Because he going to compete with Adam, peace be upon him. If he don't going to did compete with our first prophet, Adam, peace be upon him, our first father, then maybe he will not be a shaitan, but he going to compete with our first and our first father, Adam, peace be upon him. That's why he became a shaitan. Here is also the point noted that competition. And in our society, this sex competition is spread as like a virus. My request to all of you who have the ability to sacrifice or do qurbani, what ability or what capacity Allah give you, you buy a nice animal by this ability or by this capability. What Allah give you, what Allah bless you, you utilize it. But don't compete with the other. I think you got the point what I am going to say. And we should take care about it, and it can destroy our worship, or which intention we're going to do sacrifice, it can demolish it. First, we have to make a perfect niyyah. We sacrifice for only the sake of Allah and His Prophet, for only to the blessing of Almighty Allah, nothing else, for only to please our Almighty Lord. That should be our intention. Now come to the point don'ts, what we should not do in the month of al-Hijjah. Brother and sister, when many things required to do on the first 10 days of al-Hijjah, it's also commanded us not to do many things on this secret month. Point number 1, we should not gossip each other unnecessarily. We should not waste our time. We should not dispute each other. We should not scolding each other. We have to keep our behavior. We should not do any misbehave with our elderly person or the needy people in our society. We have to love everyone and try to convince the people so that they can come close to Almighty Allah. And we should not engage any evil act on the first 10 days of this secret month. This is the last and final word. My respected audience and listener, if you think my lecture is helpful, my lecture is helpful for you, and my lecture can enlighten you by the knowledge of Islam, then please like my lecture, do comments, and if you can, share this lecture so that other brother can benefited by the knowledge of this lecture. My dear respected audience and listener, I pray to Almighty Allah, may Allah help us to follow His commandment as much as possible in the first 10 days of the sacred month of al-Hijjah. No more today. I ask you good, I wish you good. And I would like to say wa akhir dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.